Antonio Brown of the Pittsburgh Steelers for now. He clearly wants out. He wants a new contract. He wants to be called Mr. Big Chest. Things that we learned in a 9-minute video posted by AB on Instagram last night, and that will be the story of the day. He tweeted yesterday, "Be clear or misunderstood." Chris, there isn't anything clear about Antonio Brown at this point. We know he wants out. That's the one thing that's clear. We know he wants more money. But how this is going to play out, I have no idea. And I think as this guy pokes the Steelers, at some point he is going to find himself on the wrong end of a suspension for conduct detrimental to the team. The team has weapons under the CBA. At some point, if he keeps this up, they're going to use them.
Well, yeah, they're going to use him, or they're just going to sit back and go, hey, we got no rush to trade you. They're just going to hold him hostage for a number of reasons. I mean, it's a laundry list of reasons altogether. And, again, he's trying to get traded or moved to another team. First impressions matter. And I know this isn't the first impression, but here he is at the first time in his career where other teams are legitimately looking at the prospects of acquiring this guy. And it's a new news story every other day right now with Antonio Brown. And, yeah, I don't know where it goes from the Steelers. But, like even the tweet he sent out, can we bring that up, Kristen, in the back there? Because that's another one. Like, you talk about mixed messages. Not for the money, is for the love of the sport. The commitment to win relentlessly, consistently, passionately. Plus, I made $70 million. It's public record, not to be cocky, just the truth. Time to play for my own team, AB84, the family. Damn, that's not going to be good. Coaches don't want to read that. Wait, you're talking about you're relentless and you're passionate, and then you're going to talk about I need more money because I got people in my family to feed. That's just the wrong way to approach it. That's the only thing I'm trying to say out there right now that makes no sense to me, Mike.
Well, and that was part of the questions he was answering over the weekend on Twitter, because he was asked, are you doing this because you want a new contract? And his tweet was inconsistent. He says no, but he's playing for his family.
Right.
Well, if you're playing for your family, then you want every last dollar you can get. And he made it clear in that video while getting in his late-night cardio that he indeed wants a new contract. Here's more from Mr. Big Chest.
If your team got guaranteed money, tell them call me. AB can't do no more unguarantees. So we clear. I want y'all to be clear and understand something. This is not a game, people. This is not for show. This is not to be cool. This is strictly to inspire you that, no one could determine your destination but you.
Yeah, I'm reminded of, remember when Charlie Sheen had that weird stretch like 7 or 8 years ago, and it was like, what the hell's wrong with Charlie Sheen?
Winning.
I feel like
Tiger's blood.
I feel like that's where we are with Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
And, look, I mean, I don't want to make light of the situation if there's something that needs to be addressed from a medical standpoint, because those are real issues. And, I mean, there's a point where this isn't just shtick. This isn't just some sort of a strategy. You have to wonder, is this guy okay? And should somebody close to him be making sure he is okay? Because what we've seen manifested since the end of the 2018 season, no team wants that, right? What assurance do you have if you trade for Antonio Brown that he's going to go back to being the guy who was largely quiet and anonymous for most of his career, but for the fact that he'd show up for training camp in a helicopter or a Rolls Royce or, a dump truck or whatever the case may be? Reggie Wayne did that too. It was kind of funny. But for the most part, you didn't hear from AB. Now you're hearing from AB all the time. Is it going to end once he has a new team? Because if I'm a coach, if I'm a GM, if I'm an owner, if I'm a quarterback, if I'm a teammate, I don't want this all the time. And I think that's going to be the biggest challenge in getting a team to trade for him, regardless of how it unwinds in Pittsburgh. How do you get a team comfortable with the idea that once Antonio Brown is part of your organization, he's going to go back to being the normal guy that we thought he was for most of his career?
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, right now, the best way for Antonio Brown, and if I had to do, hey, here's the Chris Sims, advice for getting a new trade or getting a new contract.
Do the opposite.
Yeah,
do the opposite. Go ahead.
What would be quiet, be a professional, don't say anything. act like you almost want to repair your relationship with the Pittsburgh Steelers, even if you don't really want to. Put the perception out there like you want to. That's going to make other teams and owners more comfortable with the aspect of, oh, we might bring this guy in. But right now, he's just adding fuel to the fire of this guy's a loose cannon, Antonio Brown, and we don't know what to do because we've never seen anything like this. Like, never. I mean, with all the crazy personalities we've had in the history of the NFL, T.O., Randy Moss, whoever it is, whoever you want to go that's anti-establishment in the NFL, Odell Beckham Jr., whoever you want to throw into this category, nobody has done it to this extent. And yet I feel like, to a degree still, even though we're talking about it right now, he's a guy that somewhat gets a free pass in it for some reason, and I don't get that either at times.
Is he getting a free pass here?
No,
he's
not from us.
Free pass
hell
here.
no. I know we're not going to do that.
And here's the thing, and we made this point yesterday. He's got a weapon available to him that Terrell Owens didn't have in 2005 when he wanted more money from the Eagles, because that's how that all started. He had the first season in Philly. He was a transcendent talent that year. He had the broken ankle late in the season when he had the horse collar tackle from Roy Williams, which at the time was a legal maneuver. He got dragged down from behind, broke his ankle, came back and had a great Super Bowl, would have been the MVP if the Eagles had won the game. After that, he was moving into a period in his contract where he didn't have guarantees. He wanted more guarantees. He wanted to be compensated for what he had done in 2004 and what he was going to do in 2005. That's what set the stage for all that ugliness. But he didn't have social media available to him to agitate that way. Can you imagine the tweets that would have been posted by Terrell Owens in 2005 as stuff was going down in the locker room, as he was getting into fights with guys and just, disrespecting coaches and doing everything he could to get traded or released? That's where Brown is. And your advice to him is good advice if it would have been something that he heeded at the end of the 2018 season.
Yeah, right.
But right now, if he would all of a sudden get quiet, we'd be like, it's more erratic behavior from Antonio Brown. Like, we're accepting this as normal, that we're going to see an outlandish tweet from him every day. I mean, we're kind of conditioned to accept outlandish tweets from certain people in our society now, where we're just used to it now. It's like getting into a hot bathtub. After a while, you get used to it.
Yeah.
That's how we are with Antonio Brown. If all of a sudden he shuts up, we'd be like, something's wrong now. Now he's quiet, and what's he up to? And I look, I wouldn't want him. If I'm another team, I don't want Antonio Brown. I don't care how talented he is. There's too many unknowns. There's too many uncertainties. There's too many headaches. And there's not the guarantee necessary that once he comes to your town, you're not going to be next year or the year after that on the wrong end of the treatment that he's directing at the Steelers now.
Exactly right. I mean, you trade for him right now. I feel the same way with you. If I was running a football team, a head coach of the football team, whatever it may be, I wouldn't feel comfortable about it. I mean, you could very quickly find yourself in Mike Tomlinville, where everyone goes, you don't have control of your football team. Why? I mean, that's why we talk about Mike Tomlin the way we do at times, because of one guy. It's really been Antonio Brown for the most part of all the issues of the Steelers. And even to the T.O., Randy Moss, Ocho Cinco, all those guys that we think we put in the class with Antonio Brown, I don't want to disrespect them and say that. They are not. They never did some of the things that Antonio Brown has done. They've never disrespected their team or coaches the way Antonio Brown has at any point. They might have been annoying because T.O. did celebrations and he wasn't loved by everybody in the locker room, but they didn't go like AWOL and miss practice or do Instagram live from the locker room or throw Gatorade jugs on the sidelines or reading their lips, cussing out coaches on the sidelines and everything else. That's where I will respect them and say they don't deserve to be thrown into the class of what Antonio Brown is right now, flying off the handle.
The real question is, how is this going to play out? Is this going to be something where the Steelers find a trade partner or just get exasperated and cut Antonio Brown? Last week, Ed Bouchette of the Post-Gazette was on the program, and he said the Steelers should take a conditional seventh rounder in 2020 if that's what it takes to get rid of him.
Nah,
but
don't.
If the Steelers If at some point they stand up and fight back the way the Eagles fought back against Terrell Owens, it's going to hover over the team all season long, and you will see suspensions. The one device that teams don't have now, and the reason they don't have it now is because of what the Eagles did to Terrell Owens, sending the guy home with pay. Remember, the Buccaneers did that with Keyshawn Johnson.
Right.
Were you on the Bucs when that happened?
Yes, I was there.
Yeah, you can't send a guy home with pay anymore, but you can suspend him for up to 4 weeks at a time for conduct detrimental to the team. And I can't recall a team ever suspending a guy for off-season conduct detrimental to the team, but is this not the definition of it? If you are out there making it clear that you intend to violate your contract, that you want someone to come sign you when you're not a free agent, you've got 3 years left under contract, and you're agitating, you're calling out your quarterback, you're calling out your coach, you're disrespecting your owner, at some point, I think the Steelers are going to stand up and take action against him, and it's going to set the stage. See, he's banking on the Steelers not wanting another year of drama and dysfunction,
right?
And that he's going to be so disruptive that they just don't want it. That's what he's hoping for.
Yeah, but you know what?
At some point, the Steelers are going to say, screw it.
Well, you're right. Well, then first of all, they can't just cut him. No, you can't just let a guy act a fool and then say, okay, we're going to give you your way now and let you go to whatever team you want. There's no way. You want to talk about losing institutional control on your football team in a hurry. That'll be a quick way to do it. You can't do that. You can't release him at this point. He's called your bluff. You got to play hardball with him right now. That's what they're going to have to do. And to the fact of dysfunction into the season and all that things, I think most of the team in Pittsburgh's already wrapped their head around that Antonio Brown won't be there. So whether he's being suspended or not just sitting on the sidelines doing whatever it is, I think the players have already conditioning their brains to go, he's not going to be helping us out. So it wouldn't be, I don't think it would be as shocking maybe as we would think.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.